Story time! So this situation happened when me and my friend group had just started 7th grade. And one of my friends in the group had already gotten detention for not finishing her homework. And keep in mind that this was a very strict teacher, so no one liked him. We'll call him Mr. Brown. So when the class found out that Mr. Brown gave Sophie detention for not finishing her homework, everyone thought that it was really unfair. A couple weeks go by and Sophie hated the teacher. And I'm pretty sure he hated all of us too. So then this one day, me, Sophie, and the rest of the group decided that we were tired of going to Mr. Brown's class just to get yelled at, so we decided that we were going to skip his class for that day. At the end of the period, we were walking to our next classes when we ran into Mr. Brown. He called us and pulled us aside, and he asked us where we were and why we weren't in his class today. We told him that we had all gone to the office, but he didn't believe us, so he gave all of us detention except for Sophie. In front of all of us, he told her to meet up with him after school and that she was going to spend detention in his class while we had it in a different class across the school.
Girls, tell me about a time where your quick thinking probably saved your life. I'll go first. 2 years ago, I was walking my dog at the park and a man approached me and asked to take a picture of her. And I said yes, because why not? It's a picture of a dog. So we started taking a picture of my dog, and then I realized that he was like holding up her collar, and then it hit me. My address is on that collar. He's not taking a picture of my dog, he's taking a picture of my address. So I told him that I actually didn't feel comfortable with him having a picture of my dog, and I asked him to delete it. So he deletes it and then starts walking away really fast. And I was like, "Excuse me, sir, no, could you also go into your deleted album and delete it from there?" And he goes, "I don't have a deleted album." And I was like, "You have an iPhone, everybody has a deleted album, could you please delete the picture?" And he was like, "Sorry, I don't have a deleted album," and keeps walking away. And keep in mind, this is 2 PM in a park, there's other people around. So now I'm chasing after him, and I'm telling him, "Sir, I know you have the album, I will show you where the album is, can you please go onto your phone so that we can delete the picture?" Oh, part 2.
Story time. My best friend slept with my boyfriend on my birthday. So a little background information. I was 16 and a sophomore in high school. Well, I had this best friend who we are going to call Sarah. Her and I became super close over the summertime, but she was on and off best friends with this other girl who we're going to call Mackenzie. But I had this boyfriend who I was also really on and off with, and Sarah knew about all the problems within our relationship. Well, I guess I underestimated how close Sarah and Mackenzie were, because everything that I told Sarah,
Chelsea is back. I haven't seen her since the end of September, so she cheated on me 3 times since our last appointment, and she came back with crooked nails. I don't remember leaving them like this. And usually I'm understanding about clients going to other techs because our schedules may not align all the time. But when we got to talking, she said she went to her local salon because they now offer Russian manicures and hard gel for, and I quote, "really fast and cheap." She also asked me not to fix any of the crooked nails and to just file them, paint them as they are, and to preferably take only an hour and a half. At this point I started getting a little upset because it's not great to hear, especially when she came back with bubbly and crooked nails. I asked if it was money problems because then I'd understand, but she said no, it's because my husband thinks you take too long and it takes away from me being with the baby. At this point I was a little shocked. I asked her if she's okay and about her mental health because based on how she made it seem, she does everything plus works on top of it. She did open up about a few things which I won't be sharing, but I'm glad she's okay and we discussed it.
Story time about the time my supposed friends tried to pull up to fight me. So I had just got off of work and picked up my kids from daycare, and I heard my doorbell ring. So of course I looked through the people and I see 3 of my friends, so I opened up the door. Soon as I opened the door, all I hear is, "I heard you this and that." And I'm confused, so I'm like, hold up, what's going on? What you not about to do is come to my door with this bullshit after I done worked all day. So I closed my door and went to change my clothes. So when I was finished, I told my supposed friends, "Hold on, I gotta go pick my mama up from work," because I was using her car. And what I wasn't about to do is have my mama wait while I beat a bitch up. Yup. So I left to go pick my mama up, and when she got in the car, I just ran into her about everything that was going on, and I just told her, "No disrespect to you, but I'm not about to let nobody come to my house talking crazy to me and think they gonna get a pass. One thing about me, I ain't no punk. You ain't about to play with me." So when we made it home, tell me why these bitches was still waiting outside my house. If y'all want to know what happened after this, let me know if y'all want me to post for it too.
Client story time. So we had a client who came in many years ago and got a full set of bougie designs and a pedicure. Her hands alone took about 3 hours because that is how intricate her designs were. Keep that in mind. When it came for time to check out and pay, she started looking through her bag and chucking everything around and saying, "Oh my God, I think someone stole my wallet and I don't have Apple Pay on my phone." She said, "Can I please go and do cardless cash out? I'll leave my AirPods here so you don't think I'm running away." We said, "Sure, of course, no problem." left her AirPods there. She went to do cardless cash out and she did not come back. And then 3 months later,
Guys, I just broke up with my most loyal client. This is our very last set together, so here goes nothing. We just did gel X with tapered square nails. I'm using the A method to create my French, and then I just filled the rest of the nail with black. And then I'm gonna go in with this pink chrome. This chrome color comes in about a set of 8 on Amazon. I linked it in my storefront if you guys want to buy it. I really like it because they have a bunch of different colors. And this is how her nails turned out. I'm obsessed. I am super sad, but I'm just happy that she's on to bigger and better things. And I wish you the best, Rachel. I love you. Bye. I'm gonna cry.
For the first time in my life, I've started to grow my nails out and play with color and acrylics and designs, and it's been fun, but I've also picked up pottery again, and those two things are not the most compatible. Like, you can see this tiny pot that I scratched up, and you can see my nail gets caught on this wall and ruins the wall. I think it's completely possible to do pottery with long nails, but for me right now, it's just not worth it. So I decided to go to the nail salon and get my acrylics removed. There was clay everywhere, so I had to use an old toothbrush, and then I used this water pick water flosser, and that really did the trick. That got all the clay out, even though it drenched my mirror, but that's okay, it was worth it. And then the clay dried me out, so I was chaotically slapping on some Carmex onto my cuticles while I was driving to the nail salon because I didn't want the nail tech to judge me. But that actually didn't even end up mattering because things took a turn for the worse. I paired up with someone new, which is absolutely fine, except she was making me uncomfortable and being like passively aggressively rude. And she started to hurt me when she took the acrylics off, so I did the unthinkable. I was panicking, I didn't know how to get out of the situation, so when she looked away, I took the foils off and I was like, sorry, I'm gonna go somewhere else, bye. And I walked out before she could say anything and everybody was looking at me. I was so embarrassed. I cried on the way home because I was embarrassed. No polish, but acrylics still intact. I got home, I put some TV on and tried to get these acrylics off myself. And everything went well. I will say the best tools for getting acrylics off are your teeth, and I'll stand by that as unhealthy as it is. So then I decided I need to get some gel on these nails, so I found a new nail salon I'd never been to. They were so nice. I showed up, I was like, would you guys hate me if I did 10 different colors? They said, no, let's do it. And that's how I ended up with these nails. They're fun. Most of the time, I look at them and regret them. Sometimes I like them because they're funky, they're colorful, they're fun. Those are things I'm into right now. If you look really closely, I mean, they really messed me up. They got lumps and bumps and they flooded my cuticles, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna peel in the next 24 hours. But I don't even care because they were so nice. I don't even care. When I got home, this is the first thing I threw with my new nails. Very exciting, very fun. One day I'll try long nails with clay again, but for now, I enjoy the ease of not gouging my pieces with acrylic.
My friend hit his daughter and broke her rib. I'm absolutely furious right now. My friend has a daughter who is also in my 7th grade history class. She is the nicest kid in the world and one of the best students in any of my classes. However, this morning she came into my class late and was not herself. Normally, she's raising her hand and engaging with the class, but she had her hoodie up and her head down. She was holding her arm to the side and looked to be in pain. Halfway through class, I walked by her desk to check on her, and she looked up at me and had tears in her eyes. I brought her outside my classroom and asked her what was wrong, but she was not responding, but she started crying even more. After a couple of more minutes of reassurance, she finally opened up. She woke up late for school and accidentally dropped a glass of water when she was getting ready. My friend, who was her father, punched her twice in the ribs and yelled at her for being clumsy. I asked her if she was hurt, and she pulled her hoodie up and her ribs were beginning to bruise. My friend is 6'4" and over 200 pounds. My student is 12 years old and cannot be more than 85 pounds. I asked my colleague in the next class to watch over my class, and I took her to the...
My friend is back to do her own nails and use all my supplies, part 3. You might think her nails are real, but they're not, even though she tells everyone they are. She's taking off her old crusty, musty, and dusty gel extensions because it's time for a new set. Now this gave me the ick because me and Acetone are not friends. She's more like a frenemy. She always comes in here thinking she knows it all. She requested my tornado bit, like, who is you? Okay, let's get into it. She's using pre-etched extensions today because work smarter, not harder. Using the gel glue to stick those babies on, and they won't be coming off for 4 weeks. I hope. She got hungry, so she ate her leftover sushi from hours ago, then got right back to work blending the tip with her natural nail, pretty aggressively, I must say. And you don't know how long it took to get to this part, let me not scare you. She always claims her nail art skills are better than mine. She even drew her design on a little sketchbook that I bought and never used. Then she strayed away from all her ideas and went to Pinterest. The goal originally was spring nails, but I think she skipped spring and went straight to EDM festival vibes. Halfway through drawing, she got tired, used some decals, and tried to stamp them on with her nose. She said what people don't know won't hurt them. Top coat on, some end filing, and a little massage because I would not provide those services. Our nail days are the most chaotic, but somehow her nails stay looking good.
Story time. I had to call the cops on a client. I had a new client who found me on Yelp at the time. She quickly became a regular. She started coming in every 2 weeks and raved how her nails never looked as perfect before me. One day she wanted to come in to change the color around 10 days after seeing me. Turns out she had an unexpected dinner and wanted her nails to match her outfit. I agreed to take her the next day and told her how much everything was going to be as I always do. At the appointment, I noticed a few nails were broken. In between the time of texting and the appointment, she broke a few nails suddenly. I told her it is fine. They are under warranty and will be fixed for free. She said that it was okay, she will have her boyfriend pay for it, as she felt bad. She didn't want me working for free. I thanked her and accepted to receive payment. I began to remove her color and noticed her overlay had more lifting than usual. I advised her she would need to come in soon for her fill, as her 2 weeks are days away. She decided to have her fill while already there. I agreed as well, it was best. I then proceeded to work as usual along with rebalancing and lifting all her nails. We had agreed her natural nails curved down too much to match the extensions. I began to tell her the changes in price and time as the service has changed. She insisted she does not care the cost, has free time, she trusts me, and that I should do what's best. We talked and laughed as I did her nails. She told me some stories, I shared some of mine. Everything was smooth sailing, and we were going to finish in time for her dinner. Nearing the end, her boyfriend is cancelling dinner plans unexpectedly. She begins to panic and asks if he will still be paying for her nails, as she was getting her nails done solely for him this evening in the color he wanted. He says he won't be able to do that and that he will see her another day. She sighs, tells him fine, and hangs up the phone. I asked if she was okay. Her eyes no longer engaged, are to the side looking away. Yeah, she said. The energy in the room had completely changed.
Oh, go to part 2.
Storytime about how I was voted the ugliest girl in high school. Disclaimer, is not my story time, I sent me on Instagram. Growing up, I was really awkward. My parents always used to call me the ugly duckling, but my dad told me not to worry, that when I would grow up, I would become beautiful. Honestly, this really stuck to my head, and I am very beautiful now. I used to have braces, acne. My hair has always been curly, but I didn't know how to treat it back then. My mom had really straight hair, so she had no idea how to do my hair either. And this was the toughest thing for me. I would show up to school with knots in my hair because I didn't even know how to brush it. Eventually, my mom did start taking better care of my hair, which really helped. I also didn't know how to dress for my body. I wore big hoodies, big t-shirts, while the other girls in my high school dressed for their body type. I honestly just had no clue. I did get bullied, but mostly by boys. I think the girls probably just felt bad for me, so I never really had problems with other girls. A group of boys would always bother me. One of them even asked me out, pretending that he wanted to go out with me. Of course I said yes because I actually believed him. He asked me to go to the movies, and when I showed up, he wasn't there. I decided to go watch the movie anyway, but the next day in school, I couldn't hear the end of it. To my face, this guy called me stupid.